Hey, Timmy, long time no see. How's it going?
Oh, hey, Day 9. Not too good.
Oh, why so glum, dude? What's up?
Well, I want to play this super neat new game. It's called SC2VN. But I don't know that much about Starcraft. I'm afraid a bunch of stuff is just gonna go over my head.
Sounds like me, yep.
Oh, don't get down on yourself, Timmy. How about I help you out on some background info? That way you won't feel so lost.
Wow, really? Thanks, Day 9. You're the best.
No problem, Timmy. So, what would you like to know?
Okay, well, what were the earliest days of Starcraft like in Korea?
Oh, you mean the days when players dressed up in spacesuits and played in tiny studios with fog machines?
Oh, that sounds so cool.
Okay, hold on. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Don't you need me to tell you what StarCraft actually is?
Please, Day 9, I'm not that bad. What kind of person downloads visual novels about StarCraft without knowing that it's a popular real-time strategy game made by Blizzard?
Well, Timmy, in the off chance that this is a recording designed for complete newbies to eavesdrop upon, how about I go over a few basics?
Ugh, fine.
Like you said, Timmy, StarCraft is a highly competitive game. Rather than the black and white of chess pieces, players choose between 3 different races, each with its own advantages and playstyles. The powerful, enigmatic Protoss, the scrappy, efficient Terran, or the swarmy, insect-like Zerg. For 15 years, StarCraft has been played professionally in South Korea.
Wow, really? You mean people can play video games for a living?
That's right, Timmy. Corporate sponsors fund teams for millions of dollars, just like any other sport. And the players compete on televised tournaments for cash prizes in events known as Star Leagues. Esports is the real deal.
And people actually tune into the tournaments? They watch StarCraft on TV? I can't believe it.
Believe it, Timmy. Those television broadcasts help expose StarCraft to non-gamers. And fans began to follow esports not only because they played the game themselves, but because they could get invested in the players, personalities, rivalries, the storylines.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. So, esports became popular in Korea in the early 2000s. What was happening everywhere else in the world?
Well, StarCraft was certainly successful in the West, with a ton of great competitors existing from all over the world. But StarCraft didn't really catch on as a televised esport anywhere else. So as a result, the Korean players, with their professional training and their televised tournaments, were head and shoulders above everyone else.
Well, okay, the Koreans were better in StarCraft 1, but wasn't everyone on an even playing field when StarCraft 2 came out?
Well, at first, yeah, but you have to remember that Korea already had an infrastructure for televised esports. They simply rolled that same regimented practice schedule over to StarCraft 2. And even though everyone started the same, quickly, Korea left the rest of the world in the dust. Only a handful of non-Korean players have ever been able to put up a challenge. Nothing really compares to the Korean team house.
What's a team house?
Come on, Timmy, you can figure this one out. A for effort, Timmy. It's pretty much what it sounds like. A team house is both living quarters and a practice environment. Coaches and managers add structure to a daily schedule, they match you up against practice partners in a way that's more productive to you, and because everyone lives together, they're talking strategy all the time. It's pretty much unanimously agreed upon that Korea is the place to be to get better at StarCraft. As a result, Western pros head abroad to train or boot camp pretty regularly.
Wow, I feel so enlightened. All of this knowledge.
Thrilled to be of service, Timmy. Anything else I can assist with?
Yeah, I think that covers everything, Mr. 9. Now I can read SC2VN without Googling every 5 minutes. Thanks for helping me out. I super duper appreciate it.
Totally.
Anyways, I'll see you later.
Good luck, Timmy, and try not to get the bad ending.
Got a little carried away there. He said thank you. That is all. Yeah, it's me. Now I got that intro out the way. There's a certain feeling that every Starcraft player gets before they lose. Most try to ignore it at first, as if the inevitable is just another challenge to fight through. Like their past mistakes don't count if they try a little bit harder. It's a natural thing to believe, otherwise contradicts the hours we spend practicing. Still, every player must eventually come to terms with their defeat. That they have to queue up for another game, or maybe that they flew across the world for nothing. I haven't met many players that can take a loss in stride. It's painful, it's permanent, it's proof that your best isn't always enough. Long after my elimination, I remain at the PC with a blank look in my eye. Clicks shoot from my finger as I leap from page to page. A tournament update mentions my defeating passing, but no one acknowledges it. When my frustration fades, I'm left only with guilt. I should have practiced harder. Yeah, you should have. I consider sticking around to watch the final few games, but the knot in my stomach persuades me to avoid any more stress. People are nice enough to a foreigner with the heart to attempt a Star League qualifier, but without a win, I'm just one more in a long line of losers. Hundreds spend their best years chasing the eSports dream. 1 in 50 makes it. This is for those that don't. How depressing, man! Every game of Starcraft begins the same. Gather resources, train a worker, construct a building, rally an army, defend a base, contest the map, turn something small into something more. This game is punishing, it's stressful, it's draining, it builds you up and tears you down. It's not for everyone, it might not even be for me. How many more chances am I going to get? Was that my last? Oh, the feeling is back. Ha! Why am I still trying? Why can't I quit? My fist rattles the desk and sends a plastic bottle onto the floor with my chin in hand. I throw myself into the match replay. I force down a measured breath. Losing a throwaway ladder game shouldn't bother a player of my rank. Open the menu, escape or R click to check the glossary. Scout denial and my poor control of the final fights gave my opponents the edge. In retrospect, my mistakes seem obvious. Escape. Let's have a look. Is that all? Glossary. Click. Ladder. Shortened for online ranked player. Alright. I read that part into Scout denial and poor control of the final. Yes, I did. I toy with the conclusion that he was hacking before realizing that I'm just making excuses. No, I should have been able to win that one. Despite the Grandmaster badge next to my handle, I find myself too anxious to queue up for another game. The loss at the Victory Star League qualifier earlier today isn't helping my mindset. I comb my tiny room with a look restless and unmotivated. Sitting alone in the dark room for extended periods of time is incredibly depressing, a fact I learned only when it became a significant part of my life. Only one thing is certain, I've got to get out of here. Why does every place look better than where I live? I don't know. After double checking that my apartment's door is locked, I hustle down the stairs and into the sidewalk. And not into the sidewalk, onto the sidewalk. Light grows with each step towards the shining skyline. Excuse me, a bit of a cough today. Catchy pop beats and posters of flawless models dominate street after street. Foot traffic is thick and impatient. Seoul Tower stands tall from a distant hilltop. I don't think that's how that's pronounced. But even the lingering excitement of life in a faraway place can't dredge me out of my hopelessness. Sometimes, especially on days like this, I regret pursuing eSports. It's a thought I've had more times than I'd care to admit since coming to South Korea. Even saying that, I know that I can't keep myself from competing. It's in my nature, and truth be told, this damn game is the only thing I'm good at. What is Starcraft? Some respond to that with an explanation. Yes, that's what it was. On its game's mechanic or its storyline. There are other people, popular answers to what is wrong with me today, that it requires the dexterity of a pianist alongside the strategic thinking of a chess player. Maybe that's what Starcraft is to most people. But to the hundreds who carve out a living on it, Starcraft isn't such a simple thing. It's the embodiment of competition, a perfect playing field. No need for athletic genes, rabid parents, toting tutors, or the expensive summer camps. You pick up the game on your own, you learn, you improve, you work. If you're good enough, you can become a god. And if you fail, you stay a nobody. I'm not building towards a long-term career. I'm friendless in a foreign country, I'm respected by no one, and if I don't qualify for the VSL next month, I'll be back home at square one. I'll be nothing. But hey, at least I play video games all day. Are you completely sure you haven't forgotten anything? Do you have enough money for the cab when you land? Are you sure that the apartment got your money? Is your cell phone charged? You bought an extra charger, right? Mom, I'm fine. Please, nothing bad is going to happen. Remember that there won't be anyone to do your laundry, cook your meals, or wake you up when you're oversleep. Budget well, and you'll have 2 months. I won't hear anything about a loan for the flight home. It takes effort to keep a frown from my face. I'm certain that my parents come to see me off only so they could say they did. I've always sunk the entirety of my savings into this. Now isn't the time for second thoughts. My dad gestures towards the security lines and taps his watch twice. Go on. The sooner this is over with, the better. Oh, come back in one piece, son. Nothing comes when I think of how to respond, so I only nod. Without another word, my parents walk away. Bye, parents. He has to make his own mistakes. I tighten my fist, pace quickening. Even though I want to prove everyone who's doubted me wrong, I'm tired of losing for no one's sake but my own. With the sun long set, overhead signs wash the streets in colour, I've wandered so far that a walk back to my apartment would take almost a half hour. My renewed drive to practice my craft drives my search for a place to play. It's not long before I see the words I'm looking for. PC ban. The amount of foot traffic suggests a pretty popular internet cafe. A sign on the front window reads Golden Zone Fire. I have only visited them a few times. PC bangs are one of the things that interested me most about Korea when I first got into Starcraft. Duking it out for champion status of a neighbourhood cafe is old school cool, like the type of western where a sheriff defends his turf against upstarts and outlaws. It's an ideal that's a little bit dated these days. Most StarCraft 2 competition takes place either online or in broadcast studios. I'll admit, I daydreamed of being born a decade earlier and playing the original eSports Brood War during its rise alongside the PC ban. A better time? Or so they say online. I trundle up the stairs and pass through the doorway, immediately struck by the size of the place. There has to be at least 80 computers. The crowd is too large for an ordinary evening. There are more people than there are PCs even. I indulge my curiosity on the first person I see, a dark-haired guy observing a match of SC2 from behind someone's shoulder. Excuse me, is there an event going? The guy turns and looks at me, like I'm speaking something other than Korean. After a brief silence, he responds. Are you new or something? You've not heard of all-out attack? Yeah, I'm new, just asking. He hums and glances away for a moment. Though he doesn't apologize, he does fill me in. Golden Zone Fire hosts a StarCraft 2 tournament called All Out Attack once a month. It's one of the few places you'll find a decent player outside an online cup or a star league. Used to be a Brood War tournament, actually. I see. Thanks, man. Who are you here to cheer for? He only stares in response. The guy walks away with a shake of his head, mumbling something about foreigners. The back of his shirt sports the Korean Pro Gamer Association logo. Oh, he must be a Brood War fan. None of the Starcraft teams under KPGA's regulations compete in anything except the original game, Brood War. Understandably, they don't want to fracture a scene they've worked hard to build up. And that's lucky for those of us trying to keep from drowning in a game that's already deep with talent. KBGA players train for unbelievable hours. Well, I came here to practice and now I'm presented with an excellent chance to do so if what that guy said is true. A few stares follow me as I walk forward to put my name on the sign-up list. I must look like a tourist in over my head. I'm definitely not the first foreigner to go abroad for eSports, but most come to South Korea only once they have results or fame. After playing for an hour's worth of PC time at the front desk, I settle for a station as a mouse and a keyboard, similar to my setup back home. A few minutes later, I join my opponent's game lobby just in time for the start of the first round. His name isn't familiar, so I check his profile to see he's ranked midway through Master League. Not bad for a casual player. He seems eager enough by the rate he's spamming go-go in the pre-game chat. The game gets underway once I confirm that I'm ready.